Ahoy there, mateys. Excuse me. Sorry. And welcome aboard Unconstitutional Awakening the Podcast, where we're going to have where we talk about all things adventurous and plunderous. I'm your captain, Jimbob Shorts, and tonight I'm here to share all of the thrilling tales from the seven seas of clown world as usual. Whether you're a seasoned sailor, or a landlubber, or somewhere in between, you'll find yourself something to tickle your fancy tonight. So why don't you join on and hang out with us this evening if you're in here checking us out. Of course, I thank you all over there at Rumble and Odyssey and Twitter and YouTube where we are this evening. For some reason, we don't have a fifth channel. I was having some connection troubles on my end in the early part of the evening. It keeps rejecting my channels. So wherever you guys are checking us out this evening, I appreciate it, you guys. Everybody that's checking you out for the first time that week, because I know that Luis is always throwing us on extra channels. And, when we end up on these extra channels, like we did the other week, we were somehow in a Metal Gear Solid feed. I don't even understand how that's possible, but it ended up working out and we had a fun time. So, welcome one and all, and I hope we have a good time tonight. Of course, I did mention my good buddy there, Luis, that is joining us this evening. How you doing, buddy? How's things going?
Women want him and men want to be him.
It's the truth. I mean, this is like a Superman of mystery here. It's
hilarious.
Come on, buddy. How you doing? I miss you. I'm sorry I haven't talked to you a whole lot in 2 weeks. I've been super busy. I'm working on costume stuff. I have new ideas.
Oh, people should know your good costume stuff. You need to make it. You can make it a whole business, and you don't for reasons that the universe.
I did once, and I had a good Facebook page for it, and I was using Dragon Con as a way to fall back, and I was actually making money on it before the world of 3D printers. And then not only the 3D printers, but the Facebook destroyed me because I'm not allowed to say things. 24 profiles later, I'm still fighting that fight. So and speaking of people who love dealing with things, we also have with us on the panel this evening everyone's favorite buddy, Neptune. You're here, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it.
The Industrial Revolution and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race.
How you been, buddy?
Good, man. Man, that's never going to get old. It's one of my favorite songs, and it's a chef's kiss.
You're absolutely welcome, buddy. I figure it fits you very well, and I don't care if it gets me kicked off the internet. That's what we're here for. I'll come back one way or the other.
That's literally a funny clip. Everywhere.
The shit posting will resume until disobedience improves.
We're still there. I'm just lazy
until we go full Russian /
We're there. I'm just lazy.
UK has arrested more people for speech than Russia.
I can believe it.
Are you surprised? Well, I'm excited this evening because we're totally on another live episode that we're gonna totally have a guest on us with us this evening. As you guys had seen, and everything from where I was advertising earlier, and my cool little opening thing, it looked good on my end. I don't know how it looked good on your end, so if it didn't come in too well, I apologize. Of course, here he is, Micah, from the creator of orange flavor comic books. You guys got to check this stuff out, man. How you doing this evening?
Good. Excited to be here. Thanks for repping it, Louise. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I wish I could show off my copy, but snail mail is a joke.
These 2 pages.
Yeah, this whole opening.
It's incredible the amount of people that don't know these 2 pages, and there's so much to expand on that. You can literally just make a series on just those.
Yeah.
What is a Project Mockingbird?
Exactly.
What is it really? Where is all this money for the circus?
And after devouring the digital issue myself, I was just like, this is my kind of stuff right here. I absolutely love this. I've been looking forward to today. I'm looking forward to my hard copy because I totally want my little wall art decoration for my gulag.
So good that I think that there's an extra page, and I'm sad every time I saw there wasn't an extra page. But the last one is there's no notes for the last one other than
I have a Harry Potter computer room I'm literally underneath my staircase. This is where my whole computer setup is. I play games from here. I do a show from here, and it would look perfect right here beside the flag. I think so. It would work real well.
And I will just
This
go
one-
ahead. I have to go on the record and say that is truly a Harry Potter closet because I have to duck my head down to get my head in that room.
I'm sorry. It's being Hobbit sized. We kind of have these things going on.
It tracks. It's fair.
One of these days there's going to be a really tall. There's going to be a really tall, awesome wizard show up and take me on an adventure, and I don't have. It could be Luis. I keep thinking that's if he's not an AI counterpart, maybe he's going to be my Gandalf.
You're a wizard, Jimmy.
I can see it.
Enough of our nonsense, of course, man. I invited you on here because I would absolutely love to hear more about you and more about your comic stuff, man. Like this is, I want to know what even got you to that point because I've always loved comics and I do comic conventions and stuff like that. I make costumes. I have a ridiculous comic collection, one that the kids are allowed to read and one that I won't pull out of the box because I took a really long time making sure I collected every single issue, like individual issue of 2 Batman runs. I got the entire Nightfall run and then the Shadow of the Bat series. Like I got it was a really long time to find all of them, especially when you don't get them as a kid when they come out. So and then along the way I picked up thousands of other comics. And to be real, a lot of the lesser known comic brands, and I guess you would call them underground comics, are to me have always been a lot cooler. Like I've found people, a dude even put me in a comic one time that he drew that I met on TikTok a long time ago. I was in a couple issues till he killed me off, and I thought that was pretty awesome. So
that's an honor to get killed off.
Absolutely.
We first of all, you didn't send us the account mocking you, and now you haven't shared. I mean, like, I've never seen this comic.
I did share parts of it when I was on the original TikTok, but it was it's just I had the fella on the show.
What about the hate memes?
He's a super interesting fellow. Neptune, is that you?
Nope.
Okay. He's a super interesting fellow. We had him on the show one time. I don't really know how to explain him. He's not a bad guy, but he does kind of give me culty vibes. Like kind of not so much drink the Kool-Aid cult, but maybe like crazy space cult type stuff. Like he wasn't terrible. But he was drawing these animated, and you could they weren't 60 frames per second animations, but he was drawing these animations of this weird space comic thing, and I was some dude with him, and he was releasing them as shorts. It was kind of neat. I don't know if they're still up there. I shared them on an original TikTok, but at 148,000 or something, they capped on my end that I could visually see, and then I got deleted one day for talking about slavery or something like that. Slavery with extra steps, and they didn't like that.
Yeah, you were physically closer to 200,000, Jimmy. That's where you really were.
Well, that was awesome. So but now it's back at like 5,000, and that's okay. I don't mind. It's not about the numbers. It's about, in reality, one day I hope all my kids come through and watch all these episodes on one of the streaming things.
What I want you to do is that you should send me a copy. You still haven't.
I know.
I have to remind you. Even here. I know. Send me the copy.
You're saying you got up to 100 plus thousand followers? Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, dude. I was killing it for a little while. Like I had a couple. Of the 30 Facebook pages that we've probably been through all the way around, and the Bell and Cat news articles as they infiltrated us and called us Boogaloo Boys and all kinds of nonsense. Like I'm on my 24th Facebook profile because I won't stop until somebody publicly says Jimbob Oval Sorts at this point. Because I want to hear it said now. Because why must you keep deleting me?
Speak his name.
I just want to hear him say it one time. Just be like, that dude's name he can never have a Facebook again, and maybe I'll stop. But
yeah, you're definitely on your way to meeting your FBI handler
one day, and maybe you'll help me with that even more this evening because this comic was amazing, dude, and I related a whole lot to just the nonsense in it because it's my train of thought and if you wanted to find a way to understand me, you should go read his comic. Like, I don't know how this guy even knows me, but this is how I roll. Like, it's just that scatterbrained, the whole thing from front to back.
I forgot to show them this one.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I seen about that on there when I signed up for the website. Like, of course.
I mean, that one exactly.
Yeah,
let me see if it comes up. There we go.
Pretty crazy. Yeah, I guess you were asking me how I did. I'm sorry. No, that's all good.
We get off the chain.
I appreciate it. I got into comics through my grandfather. He had a huge, insane comic collection. He's a big comic guy. He loved video games too. Like he had an Atari I played, and like he bought us our Super Nintendo when I was a kid. He was a very, very cool grandpa. But he introduced me to a bunch of comics, including like Bone. I loved Bone, nice. And Little Nemo in Slumberland, which is like, if you ever just Google that, like the imagery is just unbelievably incredible. It's so psychedelic and cool. But yeah, he got me into comics, and I just always wanted to make a comic ever since I was a little kid. And like I always drew and stuff, but I for whatever reason I was like, I comics are for the professionals. I'm not a professional. I can't make a comic, I kind of a deal. But I moved to New York, started doing comedy, and still drawing all the time. Yeah. But a couple of years ago, I started just drawing comics and texting them to my friends. Like, rather than even putting them on social media, I was just sending them straight nice. to
each other.
Yeah. And I was just having so much fun, and they were getting like good reactions. And I'm like, all right, I got to finally do this thing. I've got to like make a legit comic book. And a handful of those things I sent around are in this. And then a few others I just made straight for the thing. And I basically use my wife as an editor. She's much nicer and more of mainstream thinking than I am. So I'm like, I had her kind of like, this is too angry. This is too crazy. Like she was kind of, she reeled me in to like keep it on a sane level.
Can you show then some of the extremes?
Oh man,
come on!
I can. What is
an extreme version of the comic? Show some visual?
So I, as we're going along here, sorry to interject. I didn't get an opportunity to actually really sit down and start reading through this, but as you're talking, Micah, I'm reading through it. And I greatly appreciate this one you shared with Jimmy. Yes, that the first page basically opens on an anarchist Cuphead. And I'm here for it. I have no other words to describe what I'm reading, and man, I thoroughly am enjoying this so far. So I just had to make that like the artistic work from the artistic side is beautifully done.
Thanks.
And I'm just going to read it because I may have questions through the night. Just to pick your brain a little bit, because
yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to remember like some of the more extreme stuff. It was just like more. It had much more of like a fuck you energy that I decided as I was making it. I did kind of revise it. I'm like, I kind of want to have a more upbeat, even if I'm talking about kind of downer or bummer stuff. I want to kind of have an upbeat attitude about it. I think one of the things was like, I had an idea for it was like the Democracy Spreader 2000. It was like Uncle Sam is too old. America needs a new mascot. It's time for Democracy Spreader 2000. It's basically like that robot from RoboCop. What was it called? The like the mech thing. What was it?
MK2 or something.
Something like that. Yeah. But it's basically that, and it's just teaching people about like Libya and all this stuff, how we just go in there. Like we always say, we're like going into a country because they need democracy. And like you find out as an adult that like, oh no, they were actually trying to get off the US dollar standard and like start their own currency. And then suddenly they became terrorists and we had to destroy them. Kind of, information like that kind of spread in, but it was very violent, obviously for obvious reasons. But there was other stuff like that I might still revisit if I can find a way to make it more fun. But I basically used her as a sounding board and an editor essentially to just be like, I get what you're doing, but it's making me grimace to read this, so maybe find a way to make it more entertaining. She helped a lot with that.
I would like to ask, are you okay if I was to bring up a page?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
It's
fantastic.
Yeah, go for
it. So let's see here. I'm gonna work my way to it.
You have to integrate somewhere. We came, we saw, he died.
Yeah.
That phrase is what will Clinton
wild.
be ever remembered as a warmongering psychopath.
Yeah, so we were making mention of this earlier because it's on this page and
the offer. I will get them and give them away. I need that pillow. If you're offering that pillow, I'm taking it.
He's totally talking about a special offer up here about if you can buy 10 copies, he's going to get you a Zelensky body pillow. And I already made mention that I might just be, that's tempting enough to just get 10 copies because boy, at the story that I could have about
right
that.
there, so I could find the pillow and force you. It's like, no, you're gonna start making the pillow now. Like,
but when you sit here and you start reading this, it's the cute anime girls investigate the Department of Defense. And you start going through the list of things that they're sitting here talking about. It's a conspiracy. As a guy that literally has been dubbed Captain Conspiracy, that has led to this nonsense because I just ran with it. Like people make fun of me and I'm just like, all right, cool. Like, and it's one day somebody said Captain Conspiracy and I was like, that's a pirate but I can run with that.
I'm still taking credit for that.
Sure.
And then I know I was one of the first.
My ridiculous pirate flag that I made that is totally 100% like some like kind of gay looking Confederate flag. 100%.
Oh my God.
But I did it. I did it.
Wait. I have a pillow.
I did it in point proving.
I did get the pillow.
I did it in point proving, like because it draws attention and people are like, wait, what is that? And then when you stop and pause and originally I've always done memes, but my attention getters were ridiculous TikToks of me just giving information, not even conspiracy theories half the time, just historical information.
30-second words.
And I just figured out a good way to put a lot of information in under a minute, and I was pretty good at it. And
I'd say
they deleted me one day.
Of course.
And I just gave up.
The most disturbing thing about that segment with the cute anime girls is all of that, like it's literally on Wikipedia. They're like not even hiding any of that stuff. It's just no one talks about it. Like if they don't advertise how dark things get and how out of control the military industrial complex is.
And these were things that I would be trying to bring up in like a lot of my TikToks. Like, and I was going after things that were literal. You could pull it up on Wikipedia. You could pull up. I would put proof in the comment section of every video that I made and was like offering it to you. Go look at it for yourself. Go look further into this 1 minute video so that you can get a whole thing for yourself. And like, it was a big thing. TikTok, I think the reason that's why they're still after it, is it shows a different side of the internet. That's not the crazy. There it is. It's not the crazy.
You guys are going to get me canceled.
How? How? It is the gayest shit you could possibly imagine.
I love that it's got like a fucking Hawaiian shirt aspect, dude.
Yes.
Very funny. An igloo, like
I was trying to make fun of the Boogaloo Boys because I got accused of being one, and I was like, no, I'm not those. Like, this is we're
this is
not
the
those
thing.
people.
You know how like the gay community, like the LGBT, whatever. There was one flag, and that only flag is the real flag. All the other, this is gayer than those. Think about it, because it's
Thank you.
taking also the concept of what dumbasses think is like, oh, the Confederate flag, is that white supremacy? I'm like, make it gay. Like, it's insulting everybody.
Nobody knows what to
Fun.
do about it. Like, some people are like, what is that? And they're angry about it. And some people are like, dude, that's the wildest shit I've ever seen. Where can I buy one? And I'm like, as far as the flag, I can't reproduce it because it cost me a bunch to produce the first time. And
Yeah.
as far as but I have it on shirts and pillows and coffee mugs and even stickers. There's plenty of stickers to buy, and people have actually bought them. Like, that's the funny part. Like,
it looks good. Like, it's very creative. I got to give it up to you.
You had a whole video that was explaining the flag.
I do. Well, there is
everything you had.
There is like a when you start digging through history and you start finding things that don't line up with like mainstream history, so you start looking for outside sources and you start finding other things, you find out that there's science behind the creation of things. And when you go back to the creation of the original Confederate flag, not the one that everybody knows and sees, but the original Confederate flag, it actually has a lot to do, and it was more of a T than an X. It has actually a lot to do, for some reason, with Egypt, with Egyptology and Islam.
Whoa.
Because the dude that created it had stuff to do with such thing, and each point is supposed to actually mean something, which leads to like these archetypes, which are supposed to be things that your mind can remember. It's a whole thing that once you start into it, you become kind of crazy, and nobody in the family wants to talk to you at all, and you have to find strangers on the internet to become your best friends. And I've done a very good job
This
of
fellow,
finding
the fellow that's also, I think, in Georgia, the Mason.
Oh, he's in South Carolina.
Oh, South Carolina. I thought he was in Georgia for some reason.
I wish, but he's not far from me. He's like just over the line. But the one we had on that we had a 5.5 hour conversation with.
He was interesting.
Good Lord. Like, it just...
That is so much substance. There's actually, we are 90% of that was like a lot of historical stuff. Like,
it was like when
it was
Tucker
a fun
asked
lesson
Putin,
too. You could say, you can call it like a fun lesson in history. And it's wild.
I got that whole, Tucker Putin thing because I invited this dude on, and I was like, so explain this, and it was about Masons, and he basically did the same thing. He was like in 832 and just like would do this whole thing for the next 5 hours
before Putin. And you know what it was? Is Putin saw that episode, he was inspired. I'm gonna literally historically frame everything.
That episode had 10,000 views on Rumble alone. So I mean, I can't complain.
My question with that chat, and you could find about, just look up Sabadian Frankist and have fun.
Yeah, that
Sabadian Frankist.
One of Jimmy. That's one of your favorite topics.
Yeah. Well,
what the heck did I just discover? It's like it all interconnects. It's potentially the answer.
It gets nuts. Like, it gets to a point of nuts, and I think that's where it got to the point where I was just like, well, this is clown world. There's no way this reality could be anything worse, so let's make fun of it and let's have fun with it. And I think something like your comic book does exactly that. Like, you're educating, and at the same time you're laughing, because that's the best part. Why doom and gloom and point at the black cloud and be like, oh no, the world's ending? Instead we can be like, the world's ending. Like,
what's your message here?
I mean, it's secretly a Bitcoin message. If you look, the newspaper headline is what's recorded in the Genesis block of Bitcoin. It's like the first Bitcoin that was mined. Satoshi, like, he put in a headline from I think it was the Telegraph or something like that, or I don't know, one of the English newspapers. It was like Chancellor on the brink of second bailout for banks, I believe is the headline. So I threw that on there. That's a picture of El Salvador in the background. And it's just I wanted to make a subtle piece of Bitcoin art that didn't scream Bitcoin. Like every piece of Bitcoin I see is like the actual Bitcoin logo, like slammed on something. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh, that's absolutely great.
I just felt, thank you. I just wanted to do something that was Bitcoin art, but that if you didn't even know anything about Bitcoin, you could like the image and think it was cool.
No, I mean, I think the fact
No,
that
it's way
this is
cooler
all
now.
it's way cooler now that number one we're getting to talk to you, but number two that I'm learning that you this is all of your hard work, like to see that you're an extremely talented artist. Like
Thank you.
I like my the show opening and like all of the artwork and like this ridiculous stuff. Like I can be creative, but I've never been. I can never say I've been a drawer. Like I can bring things to life with foam. Like I'm really good at making
That's cool.
cosplay costumes. Like I'm really into that.
Well, you're definitely
like-
nailing an aesthetic with that opening. Like you're definitely achieving the look and the feel you're going for, drawing skills or no. I appreciated it.
Oh, thank you. It's all kind of cut and paste. Like I found ways with
You're a collage artist. That's what you are.
I found ways with the internet to like find and make. I'm really good at feeding. I found one little AI thing that's like an app a long time ago that I made all of our faces from when I first animated us, and I've continued to use that for making the heads. And then I just troll the internet for obscure superhero bodies, and well, it's varied from thing to thing. It's been pirates, it's been superheroes, it's been space pirates, it's been just I'll have to send them all to you. I bet you'd appreciate them. It's just ridiculous.
I definitely want to check it out.
It's just ridiculous, sticker artwork that I thought was fun. Just me cut and paste, and then I've always been memes. Like me and Neptune and Bandit, if he was here, that's where we actually got started. That's where our friendship started. Was we were meme admins together on all these pages, and there was this giant Facebook purge for sharing ridiculous pictures with words on them. We still
I
haven't
was
figured this out.
included, and I didn't post in these.
We got hit again very recently, and because Luis is just part of our friend group, they just deleted him. Like they were just like, "Bye, Luis." Like, get out of here.
Yeah, guilty by association.
They took my
the
wife's
worst
out
part is-
for no reason. Like,
Yeah, so they took associated of associated, so they just wanted to actually like attack. That wasn't we're not gonna even make it obvious. No, we're gonna make it obvious we're doing this on purpose.
Yeah.
And like that's not it. There's never been a clearer signal of, hey, we're watching you.
Yeah, that's creepy. Did you guys ever hang out on Something Awful forums from back in the day?
yes, like
That's
something awful. I was also.
I mean, I've seen.
And then
what was-
4chan was born out of Something Awful.
No.
I was about to say. I remember the
Ogdish
days
was
of all
worse
that.
than all of this. Ogdish was worse than all of this.
Oh man, yeah.
What is it?
I've heard.
Ogdish. That's
yeah.
all I'm gonna say. I'm not
Okay.
gonna
Jesus
heard about
Christ.
it.
Another thing I gotta
haven't
look
heard- yeah, that's live leak before live leak, and it was
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So you're watching like
Was the
decapitation videos.
Yeah.
It was the most
Cartel
violent-
shit was
there's
going
still,
up on that
there's
site.
Still,
That's
there's literally
scary.
something.
Rotten.com.
There's
Yep,
a
right.
very old one. I think it's crazy shit. Yeah, don't look up that one either.
I'm you're just talking about all like the
Don't
getting banned off social media, and you're just reminding me how
there's a common history in the internet where basically everybody that is third position and speak would arrive.
There was a thing I remember. I'm not going to say why I remember this because I don't. There used to be a website called PetTube, and it was nothing but it was nothing but a website of bestiality videos. It was women. It was women. It was men. It was
a perfect example. The internet used to be cool.
It was fish. It was dogs. It was like
Well, now you just
all
remind me
kinds
of that
stuff,
classic
man.
Rotten.com photo. Just
It
a
was
guy with like a fucking bass he caught on his dick.
it,
God, what a
just
horrendous.
No,
chick.
just
This
just
chick.
blue
The
waffles.
chick put a
Just blue
fish, and
waffles.
all you could see was the end of the fish. I remember the end of the fish tail just hanging out, just the fish tail flapping, and I just
Bloody hell.
like you're right.
I
The
have a,
internet was cool. Like
exactly. Here,
now
this is
it's
so weird. Look at this.
now it's
Hold
being
on, keep
deleted.
talking. I'm finding.
Now it's being deleted year by year slowly until they
Oh,
devour
they're
what's left
literally
of it.
deleting the internet.
I mean, it's exactly like that, dude. It was some hentai type stuff, but it was real life. It was terrifyingly
Garo,
real life.
alt manga.
Alt manga. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, I'm into the alt stuff. The kind you jerk off to.
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a bit of that out there. Like I've seen the sections, especially in even the conventions. Like that's a whole world in itself.
That's that's one aspect of the old internet, but the
Yeah,
other aspect was like just like you're saying, meeting cool people you can that you click with that you wouldn't know otherwise because they're a million miles away. And
I know the amount of people I know that got married from the internet is higher than normal.
yeah,
So in 2007, I think the median was 15% of people met through the internet. You
Oh,
think
man.
that number's not skyrocketed through the
Oh, yeah, for
stratosphere, but at the
sure.
same time, we're not having kids, so that's fun. Hey, so think of it this way: if you don't have kids soon, who's gonna read this in 50 years? Nobody.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's weird, man. I don't know what that is. Like, you want to talk conspiracies? It's like, is this some kind of calculated? Because everyone who like seems to be in charge of everything seems like they think it's a good idea for there to be less people, and then suddenly every single country's population is dwindling. It's very
I
crazy.
mean, it's the like as they said 100 times in No Agenda. It's the population bomb book from hell.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is clear.
God. Yeah.
Well,
And people wonder
Harari's-
why more people aren't shocked that the Georgia Guidestones got blown the fuck up.
Right?
Yeah.
They
Oh, I
just
forgot
wanna
about
destroy
that.
the evidence. Isn't that interesting? It's like, wait, why? By the way, the script is written on stones. Right? Could you roll that up? But won't people find that suspicious? Just blow it up. Eventually, people will forget that it ever existed.
Well,
Yeah.
Blow
Well, I
it
mean,
up,
and-
will pay more attention. No.
Bandit's not here, but he brought this to my attention earlier. And this is relatively in the same conversation somehow. The average life expectancy of a porn star is 36 years old, and apparently that one he was telling me about one just earlier in a conversation that killed herself, and she was like exactly 36 years old, and I was just like, so it's like the 27-year-old like musician
Yeah,
kind of
rock
theory where
stars.
the rock stars all kill themselves or die mysteriously at 27. So apparently out of all these like 3,000 female porn stars, like the average death of them is 36 years old.
Dang.
That's that's pretty wild. I mean, that's like, oh geez, Luis.
Yes, I read.
No.
No.
I just seen what you sent me.
What I sent you? Oh yeah.
We're gonna bring this up just
I'm
because.
trying to make a more extreme version.
Okay, that's fine. Luis has been playing around with AI since we've met him. And so he makes wild things because he's just like, what can we make that's wild with AI? And this is the kind of wild things he's apparently making with AI tonight.
Very nice.
Luis, would you like to explain yourself?
So right before the chat, we were talking about a history where the South won, and this is like the patriotic AI with no guardrails because Microsoft didn't put on the ethics committee, so he's not here to answer. But
Wow.
yeah,
Luis Enrique, are you yet another Spanish white supremacist? What is this?
Oh
Good
wait,
Lord.
what's the name of that retard? I heard him the other day, and I'm trying to think. It's like, why anybody giving any credence to this dumbass? Like, why is it entertaining? I don't
I'm
get
not
it.
sure his name. You
I
talking
have
about the
seen some
Proud
of
Boy
these.
guy?
No. Nick
Uh,
Fuentes is, I think, who you're talking about.
Oh, that I wasn't referring to him, but I forgot that that's also
Yeah,
it's me.
there's more than one racist Latino. Okay, so the majority. I mean,
I'm
first of all,
not.
he's what also white as hell Latino, but yeah,
Lu-
they're white. He's
Yeah.
just an idiot. But you
Lu-
hear him, I'm like, there's no argument here. He's just a fucking moron. Why is anybody giving him any attention? Like,
That's the
is he
dude
a
who was hanging
psyop?
out with
Here's the
West
thing: is
Kanye.
literally Nick Fuentes a psyop because they made precedent.
Sorry.
I mean, who the fuck would listen to him? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean,
That's what I mean. Is he a
I'm not.
psyop?
I'm not trying to be too mean, but I have met some pretty racist Spanish people in my life. Like,
Oh,
not you,
yeah,
but like
Latinos are racist.
I've met some
People
pretty
that
racist
don't think
Spanish people.
that people are not racist, I'm like, bitch, they're super. I mean, the most racist people in the world is Asia. Like,
Absolutely, no, 100%.
they hate the person right next to them. Like, it's the
Yeah.
xenophobia
It is
internally in
pretty
their
wild.
culture is outrageously crazy.
It's I'm sorry. Are you back, Neptune?
I am.
Did you
Yeah,
have?
was an
Did you?
actual crackhead at the door? Wow, that's
I have learned to love this city, but I also have learned to absolutely despise Savannah in the time that I've been here, which is
Oh,
I've,
it is
I've been
Savannah.
here almost 4 years at this point, and while I love Savannah, I get weird knocks on my door for people that have not lived here.
Dude, that actually scared me. I didn't realize that was a fucking clip.
He loves that soundboard, I swear. Oh man, yeah.
I'm sure
Now,
one day he's gonna actually raise the volume on that, so it's gonna really sound like it's ringing in your ears.
getting caught
Yeah,
knocked
dude,
like
just
that.
raise it to the maximum.
I mean, I can, but it's at 50%. I don't want to hurt anybody. Oh God, I'm sorry.
You need
My
to
bad.
experience it. It's like you need to
I
experience
thought
it.
when I sat back down, I thought I heard a Mr. Garrison bit from South Park, or am I mistaken?
Yeah, you
You
did.
did. Listen, I was given internet control and a soundboard that I can just put things on from the internet, and this is the things that happen. Because again, I grew up in a time when the internet was cool, and why not try to make it cool again if I'm going to pay money to be here? Like,
You know what's exciting is I do think that's coming back around. Like people are realizing how kind of shitty Silicon Valley, like tech bro website, social media stuff is, and people are starting to make things, and like Noster's really exciting, and all even like art accounts I'm following are all talking about like go back to the days of building your own website and hanging out with people there, not on social media, because they don't work for anybody anymore.
The internet finally realizing that Silicon Valley is so disconnected from the rest of the world that they have no fucking idea what the hell is going on outside their bubble. Imagine my
I
shot.
mean, why?
My question
Why?
is, how many of them actually believe it, and how many of them are just using it for profit? I know some
I'm
of them
pretty
legit don't
sure
know what's going
that
on, and some
you probably got if I had to guess, you probably have a margin. There's probably around 20 to 25% of the people there actually believe their own bullshit.
Well,
the rest of them are there for for a paycheck, which it is what it is. I can't deride anyone's need to make a living
Facebook
in this
was known
garbage
to pay
society.
people $500,000, up to $700,000 a year
I just
for top billing. But still,
it's gotten to the point that there are so many. To me, I've always enjoyed underground music. I enjoy underground comics. I enjoy underground fan made movies. If you've ever taken the time to scroll through Facebook, there are some pretty good fan made movies out there that have a whole lot better stories than the nonsense that is being peddled out of Hollywood right now.
Social media and Instagram, Instagram and TikTok for all the problems that I have with technology as of today is opening a new avenue and bringing awareness to
Yes,
content
The lo-
creators that are better at producing their own stuff than the Screen Actors Guild.
yes,
So you know what? I'm here for it. So I don't.
and not just that, but they've already got all the money from doing ridiculous things. They're making millions of dollars to make television shows and this, that, and the other.
All
And
they can do at this point
is
sorry.
that, yeah, no,
all they
that's
can
all
do,
they can do.
all they can do is take the same thing and repackage it as something else.
And try to eliminate the gingers from within the entire community of entertainment.
Have you seen that?
They've removed over 100
I didn't
gingers
know
from.
until-
Yes,
I
they
didn't
are.
know
They
about
are
it
out.
until Jimmy brought it-
They are out
brought
to
it up.
eradicate.
There's a ginger
redheads.
side.
They are out to eradicate
Not seen
redheads.
this? Could you show
There's
the
a,
website?
there,
You show us?
yeah. I mean, I'll find my
So
website.
somebody
Hang
made
on.
a compendium of every character getting replaced.
The eradication
There-
of Irish and Scottish
This is
cultural
this is-
roots is pretty fucking disturbing.
Look, I get the customizational construct of the making the Marvel universe, whatever anything you want, and making blah blah blah, like customizing it to everybody. In the future, as we have LLMs that get more advanced, we're gonna have hyper custom versions of commercial products. That's like you have the primary license and then the expansion of the license. So they're gonna have to make money somehow.
They've got it's in video form, of course, and it's also in they do have they have it on the website in a video form, as well as having it listed out. But when you sit here and go through it, almost every single
You showed us the
redheaded
video. Yeah, you showed us the video, Jimmy. Play it.
almost every single redheaded character in the entertainment industry has been removed and turned into.
Hello and welcome to Bounding into Comics. My name is John Trent.
There we go. You can turn it. Yeah.
Oh. Didn't realize that was 10 minutes long. I knew there was a shorter form version of that.
Oh yeah, there is, but it starts going through all of this stuff, and when you really look at it, they're either being replaced by, and this is, I know this is going to make me sound like the bad guy every time I talk about it, but I don't care. They're being replaced by either people of color or people of if status. What if they're him, if they're he, she, if they're they, if they're whatever. Like it's
specifically redhead characters.
It's specifically redheaded characters.
That's wild.
Why is that?
That they're choosing to replace.
You're choosing an ethnic minority as your target.
Yeah,
the rest of my leprechaun brothers are under attack.
The genetics of that.
There is history of people getting of gingers being like underclass.
There's a reason there's not very many leprechauns left, because they eradicated us. Like that, there is.
Wait! Did you read the real story of the leprechauns? Evidently, it was an African tribe of smaller men and women.
Well,
and they were hunting
maybe that's why. Maybe this explains my below average
hunting
height.
down humans.
It's not 1848 anymore. I'm not the average height of a male in 1848. Like, you guys are all a lot taller than me, and I'm gonna have neck problems the rest of my life because I have to look like this to speak to all of you when we're face to face.
You're not that short. I hate, like, it's crazy how he talks about how short he is when he's not even close to that.
When if I don't have my cowboy boot, look, the cowboy boots add like 2 inches, bro.
Your height is average height in China.
So
stop it.
So I'm going to get lost when we go, is what you're saying. It's going to be easy for me to vanish in the crowd, and the rest of you guys.
No, Jimmy, you're not going to get lost in the crowd.
You're not going to be entering the airport.
Wait. Let me finish this thought.
You're not going to survive the airport.
Jimmy, you're not going to get lost in the crowd because all we have to do is look for the damn pirate hat.
That's true.
This is true.
Are they going to let me wear it?
Yeah, you
that's
survived the prison.
Do you think they're gonna let me wear it in the prison? Like, I guess
mean,
if I can wear it in the
funny,
prison,
if they
then
find you funny, if they find you funny,
Yeah,
if they find you funny. You imagine you're big in like Chinese TikTok.
that would be cool if I was big on Chinese TikTok.
You
I
got a
was big
fuck ton
on,
of followers. It sounds like you were.
and
Well, yeah, but that
they're
other
and they're
TikTok.
there. Like, and
Daijun.
we get on audio downloads. We're over 12,000 audio downloads and stuff, and like we're pumping right along. This is going into year 3.
Yeah.
We have, and this is, we just started the live thing kind of recently. We were strictly doing recordings with our guests and stuff like that, and then I was like, hey, let's start doing lives. It was cheaper for me to run lives than it is to pay for other things yearly like Zoom and stuff like that. And and one day we just decided to say, okay, let's do it. And we've been doing Wednesday night lives since then. It's been a blast. Like, we get all over the place and we talk about current events sometimes. And tonight, like, we just get on the case about just random nonsense. But it's great because I have these two guys with me, but there's also Bandit, Ox, Kel, Jesse, Steven, and I even found that, Caitlin's still alive and out there and stuff too, and we're spread all over the country, and they're just all people I've met online and brought together. Luis being like a complete wild card mystery man that I'm not sure if he's my wizard or if he's an AI bot here, or he's my handler. He keeps saying he's not my handler, so that makes me feel kind of like he might be my handler because I didn't say nothing about handler, and I can't figure out why the most interesting man in the world wants to hang out with me. Like, it's okay. I think he's amazing, but
I ask myself the same question about me, and then I realize, okay, maybe I'm not that boring. If like really important people just want to randomly chat with me every other day.
When the cowboy hat isn't even, or the pirate hat isn't even the worst. I wear shorts and
Boots.
I wear wild, crazy socks and cowboy boots, like daily in life, like walking around, even to work.
Yeah.
And I even dress up at work, like when it's Halloween or St. Patrick's Day. I'll show up as a leprechaun.
Bro, your Riddler socks are something else.
Well, tonight, let's see what I got. Pirate socks on tonight.
Do you have a sock budget?
Like,
Nice.
like it's just, I don't know. That's why I'm telling you, it's like a simulation, and if I can't see the glitch, might as well be the glitch and have fun with it. If I can't make memes and do ridiculous stuff, then I'd probably be bored and sad like the rest of humanity that needs to be on some kind of antidepressant, and instead I'm out here just pointing and laughing at everything and having a good time. And your comic book is something I think that would probably make other people laugh and have a good time, and I really hope that folks will follow the link that I'm going to share with this episode, of course, to go back and get you a copy. And
Sweet.
I want to encourage everybody. I know that I've said this once already tonight and twice to you already, but I want to encourage somebody out there to totally buy 10 copies and force this man to get a Zelensky body pillow made, because it's a comic, man.
I'm buying it, and it better be nice and soft.
Okay, so I have two things, and I kind of want to cap off one statement that I made concerning, like, Jimmy specifically referring to like Irish and Scottish culture being wiped away. Like, there's always the talk of
there was no Irish potato famine.
The larger question of Indo-European people being kind of like lumped together as a individual thing, not understanding that there are so many individual cultures is a question. But it's we're certainly not in the minority, but like you are, and so that's I feel like that's detrimental to promoting like positive cultural awareness, and it's also depressing because it undermines basically the premise of the original content. And
I did create a I have created a little, tiny redheaded me. So one day, hopefully, she can be just as ridiculous as I am. I can only hope, like,
I
that
hear
she
that.
will one day be as ridiculous as me.
Right. But Micah, before any other segues, I do have to ask because I've been reading the strip that you shared with Jimmy. So I've been reading through that, and something stuck out to me, and it's actually the one strip. Again, everybody should totally buy this, and I'm definitely going to be getting on board too because I'm
What
totally
page? And I'll go to it so we can talk about it.
This is page 18, the bulletin board.
Ironically enough, that's where the thing's sitting.
So the reason I'm asking this is, Micah, so I want to ask you your thoughts on the state of consumerism, at least as far as how it applies to the United States, because this whole page in this strip takes a lot of jabs at American consumerism, and I really appreciate that because consume is something I have a big issue with that. So I'm curious just to kind of pick your brain for a second.
Yeah, I guess I get what you're saying, and I see that. I don't know if I went specifically against consumerism, or at least I wasn't like the first thing in mind. But the idea was to like just give people alternatives to ways of finding music, ways to use interact online. Just get off of the mainstream is basically what I'm going for.
That's what I guess that's what I took away from it.
Yeah, it's like
certainly
there's tons of cool stuff out there that isn't the usual garbage that you just, like you say, consume mindlessly, basically. Like everybody thinks of the internet as just like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and like that's the internet for most people, which is so depressing to me because there's so much more you can do with it. And part of, like, I tried to talk about Bitcoin a little bit just because I'm interested in it. I think it's cool, but like I don't want to I also, there's a kind of a stink on Bitcoin. It's kind of like, it feels a little bro-y, like the whole Lamborghini guys and all that shit. But like, I just wanted to introduce the idea of even being able to pass value back and forth with people outside of the US dollar. Like just there's alternatives to everything. And there's an interesting world out there that's exciting and ready for you to explore. And it isn't all doom and gloom. It's not all, depressing garbage. It's like,
no, I agree with you. And so kind of what I was getting at with that, and the reason I kind of saw the consumerism part of that is, so basically social media, we are viewed as a commodity to them. Like there is a dollar value on our heads for the fact that we utilize social media on a daily basis.
Data.
They could put we are microed down to a data set and what our dollar value is. So yes, that was exactly what I was getting at, because consumerism in that way makes us nothing more than batteries.
Yeah,
there's another joke in there somewhere.
That's why you have to add to the population in order to increase the amount of assets you can lend your money against at a value of around 250,000 per person. So give or take, the more people we import, the more money we print. We get a ratio of 250,000 to 1.
I would love to see the guy or the AI or the dead AIs that have been trying to cipher my algorithm, because I am so all over the place that it shows me stuff that I've never even imagined before, because it's just trying to give me something.
Right. Adam Calhoun from not the country fake guy, whatever the hell his name is. the College Humor dude,
Yeah.
many years ago, did a bit on this on College Humor back when College Humor was actually kind of still interesting to watch before it
Although
kind
they
of just
did
got
end well
boring.
with the Captain Planet skit. They
Yes,
did end well there.
but
They were like one last insane actual
yeah,
skit.
but Adam ruins everything. His bit, he did a thing about what our dollar value is interacting with the internet, and I can
Yeah.
only imagine that from the perspective of enterprise has only increased in dollar value per person because we're nothing to them but a dollar sign. Like
100%.
we are driving inorganically their ad revenue.
So trans kids make $7 million per person to the pharmaceutical system. So there's that.
Post.
7.2 million or something. I might be off, but you can look that up. Yes. It's like the amount of money the pharmaceutical industry makes out of every kid they're transitioning early on. Permanent drug user for the machine.
Jesus. But what I was getting at was, there's absolutely alternatives getting away from the mainstream internet's absolutely the way to do that. Back when the internet was cool. Back when there was a lot of creativity outside the mainstream. E-Bomb's World, Albino Black Sheep, Newgrounds. What I call the glory days of the internet.
I think it's all coming back. I think even the most like normie person now, I think is kind of getting sick of the usual their usual usage of the internet. Like people are searching things out and exploring alternatives, and I think we're about to have a renaissance of like going to actual websites, and B, people making their own stuff that isn't specifically on social media.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, there's the internet is a whole lot bigger than it seems, and I think we've spoken a lot before about being stuck in the loop of just those small little areas and stuff that everybody is, and this is another one of those things that double-edged sword that AI is that when I use that little copilot on Bing when I'm screwing around, I'm intentionally trying to make it stop me. Like I've been typing things in it recently that it finally was just like, I can't help you anymore. You're gonna have to talk to another assistant. And I was like,
so mine keeps saying I cannot fulfill that request.
It'll do that to me too. So like, I mean, I've been playing with it like that, but doing so, it leads me to websites that I probably would never even begin to thumb on. And you'd be surprised at the people that not only comics, but people that are making animations, and other people that are making different kind of comics, like comic strips, like almost like the newspaper old 3 square comic strips. I found stuff like that out there. I found people that they're not just making like reaction videos or food videos, but they're like making interesting videos of how to do things and stuff like that are important even in life and stuff like that. And it's things that we're not shown anyway. There are people using the internet for the right thing. And if you look around hard enough, you find music that doesn't sound like the same garbage on the radio 24 hours a day. You can find entertainment and little homemade series that people are making about whether it's something ridiculous that they've got going on, trying to do their own comedy, to something of somebody gardening and something like that, and giving you step-by-step instructions how to rebuild your car engine even. There's all kinds of things out there. I tell people all the time, even myself being in the service industry, servicing appliances and stuff like that, I have to refer to the internet all the time, and most of the time the links from my like service page or whatever lead me back to YouTube videos that give me a how-to on how to get into things, because that's just how the world works. And I think if we all took a little bit of time to look outside of the norm, we'd find some really cool things, whether it be ridiculous podcasts with dudes in pirate hats to completely wacky comics that tell a little bit of truth hidden in between the things while you're getting yourself entertained. I wanted to ask, do you have any intentions of I seen that you're finally in like a comic book store. Are you looking to be in more comic book stores? Like, are you looking to expand that idea?
Totally. Yeah. I've been basically waiting for the weather here in New York City to get better before I spend an entire weekend shopping my comic around. But yes, definitely going to hit up some more stores. I'm also in a grocery store, which I think is awesome in Queens here. And I
All
want to
right.
get into more spots like that. I just think it'd be cool to kind of be an alternative
Yeah.
bodegas and stuff like that. Just like places you wouldn't expect to see a comic book.
We're
Yeah, go ahead.
we're like down here. I'm in Georgia. It's been comic books. There was probably 3 stores in the entire state for my entire life when I was younger, and you'd find them at flea markets and stuff like that outside of that. And
Yeah.
they're starting to become a little bit more of a thing, but they're being like alternative comic book stores. I actually just
Yeah.
found one recently that was a 2-hour drive from my house, but the only reason I know this is because I totally won some action figures from a click, share, save, and comment or whatever, and we'll give you some action figures, and they totally did.
That's awesome.
And so I drove 2 hours there and 2 hours back home to collect up some action figures from them, and I started following their page, and like they're having voices from Dragon Ball Z there this weekend for just like a little anime karaoke thing they're doing.
That's cool.
Next weekend they're gonna have a free con that has a bunch of Power Rangers and a couple other voice actors and stuff at it and whatnot. And it's kind of a drive, but it reminds me of like a flea market, but at the same time it's a comic book store because this guy has opened a place that is, I think it used to be like a theater or something, and he's given a place for comic book and toy and stuff like that sellers to just sell their stuff. Like it's not just his stuff in the store. There's even a food court in this place and stuff. Like it's
Dang.
it's pretty unique, And then there's another place that I kind of dig that's a comic book store slash like bar and pool house kind of thing that's opened up in downtown Atlanta, and these are things that I think are really neat and unique on their own, and just ideas of somebody else. It's almost like the nerd's revenge, all the stuff that I got picked on for liking when I was a kid is totally cool now. So like,
Totally.
I guess I was ahead of the curve. Like,
yeah. Dude, I'm obsessed with all that stuff. Like finding places to hang out online that are outside the norm, and then also getting together in real life and doing stuff in real life together, I think is super important because I really am convinced that like most people can be friends in real life. Like most people can, like you can get along with almost everybody you meet. It's only on the establishment internet and like in establishment media where everyone is convinced to hate each other.
100%.
Like the person online who you think you hate, you probably disagree about 2 things and you agree on 98 other things. Like there's no need for this fucking anger and this hatred that I think is totally designed by our controllers or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
It's so evil and dark.
Maybe
dude, you can get along with anybody. You can be friends.
Maybe you and Luis can try to make it down in May when we do our annual all-day river trip.
Well, that sounds like fun.
God, you got to tell me the actual dates.
I haven't set. It's hard to set a date this far. It's hard to set an actual date this far out because you don't know when the monsoon season is going to be over around these parts and such. But like,
great, we'll do it when the flooding happens, so we get extra speed.
So I have an all-time favorite run of river that I've run every year for quite a few years straight now, and it's literally an all-day run. Towards the last mile of river, it does drop to be about 10 foot deep or so, but for most of the day, it's waist deep at most, and it's mostly covered. We stop a bunch of time on beaches. I bring a giant canoe that I man and fill with coolers and a mini grill. We stop and have lunch.
That's awesome.
And like everybody just shows up. I've tried every year to get in the water by 8:00, but we end up not getting in the water till about 9:30, and we get out by about 3:30, 4:00 every in the evening. But we spent a whole day, and it's just cool to hang out in the river. Neptune almost got to go with me one year, but he had an emergency and had to leave. But Bandit's been down it with me, and like I look forward to doing it again this year. Like
That's
I'm
awesome.
itching to get back in the water because we're starting to get back in the 60-degree weather where I'm at, and
Nice.
I'm just like I want to get back in the water because I'd love to hang out in the rivers. I'm a goofy redneck that likes to hide in the woods, and now that my kids are starting to get big enough to go with me, I can force them to come down the river with me. So
Sweet. Yeah,
I
being
think-
outdoors is awesome. Like being in nature is like one of the best things you can do for yourself.
absolutely.
I grew up in upstate New York, man. I just spent all my days running around in we had a 8 acres, and I would just run around on that all day long.
I seen that you
Sweet.
were in you did upstate New York. I know it's not exactly the same, but I myself lived in Buffalo and part of the southern tier of New York there for a little while in my life. So like
Nice.
it's a little once when I was a kid for quite a few years, and once as an adult when I went back to Buffalo as an adult, it was a dead city, and I was like, holy crap, like
That's what
this
I've
ain't the same
heard.
place. But now I every now and then I like to peek on Google Maps and look around, and now it looks like it's had a complete makeover, and it's something that it wasn't when I was there. So I
That's
don't
cool.
know.
Yeah, and that's the other thing I'm obsessed with is like why certain places are quote unquote cool, and why other places are like you can't get stuff started there. Like why
Right.
like I'm from upstate New York, that like everybody leaves, like they don't stay. And it's
Yeah.
like, why? Like it's tons of room, everything's cheap. Like why aren't there 100,000 young people living there buying, houses they can actually afford and like
Because the
making
system,
something cool?
because they're still tied to the system.
When
That's it. They're
Mm.
still tied to the system. They want to live a life that they see in the narratives,
my,
and that's what's driving them. It's what
Mm,
they see in
when
the
me and
narratives. But when you
when me
see
and my
reality, you're
ex-wife
like, what's the point?
when me and my ex-wife lived in South Buffalo, the deciding factor for me to go ahead and get out of New York State altogether and just not do it, even though it was kind of cheap for living as far as housing and stuff, was I the cops showed up because I was having a yard sale and didn't have my permit. And I was like, what the shit? Like, I was like, it's what? And I was like, dude, I can't do this city life shit. And
Yeah, that sucks, man.
so I ended up coming all the way back south because that's where my mama was and shit like that. And I got to keep my eyes out on her and stuff because that's my responsibility. And like it's I like the South anyway. I'm far enough south that I've got Florida weather without Florida people. So it kind of works out in favor for me that way, I think. But I do miss Mighty Taco. I would kill someone for some Mighty Taco out of Western New York because, good Lord, is that some of the best shit that you could put in your mouth when it comes to fast food Taco Bell. Because they don't even have Taco Bells out there. I try to tell people that all the time. Like it was my favorite delicacy when I was up there. Like you don't
Nice.
see shit like that, and it's something that only exists in Buffalo. Like it's you know what I mean. It's like one of those things
Yeah.
that's against the grain. It's only in Western New York and stuff. You're not going to find it anywhere else, and stuff like that's cool. And is a dying thing. Like I've talked about that before. When people develop a city, they want to put in a Walmart and a McDonald's, and then the next thing you know, the square starts to die where there used to be the mom and pop hardware get all
Totally. It's
and
exactly what happened in
grandma's kitchen.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened where I'm from. Like I remember there was a hardware store, there was an individual store for everything you needed, owned by people in the community, and then a Walmart moved in, and then like what else moved in? Like a Home Depot, and sure enough, like now that's the only place you can go for those things. It's just dark, man. I don't know how you beat it, but gotta try. Gotta just like try and support cool independent stuff. Like that's all I can think to do.
That's right. No, I mean there's and I think that's what it's about is even more so like all of us trying to help each other out, like I'm just I appreciate you coming on here to talk about your comic and stuff. I know I'm just some dorky dude in a pirate hat that has a podcast that for some reason people like to listen to. I haven't figured that one out yet either. Like I all the people that were following my pages encouraged it, and I was just like, okay, let's do it. And I've just been rolling since. Like I spent the first year doing it, overdoing it, and and I was going to burn myself out, so I had to hit the brakes and kill it for a little while. And then my computer fried on me, and then my second computer fried on me, and now we're running good. So like,
They just keep sending him viruses.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's the man.
I've been IP banned from Facebook twice. Like I can't actually even get Facebook the app.
Oh, your IP
back on-
address.
I can't even get Facebook the
There's
app back
multiple
on my
IPs.
current phone.
There's multiple
Damn.
IPs.
So this
We're
is
talking every IP he had was flagged. Just
even,
contemplate
and
that
then
for a
TikTok
moment.
too. When they took me out on TikTok, they flagged my IPs, and it took me 6 months before I could actually create a TikTok again.
That's wild.
think
That's
how
why you got to
much
just build your
spice-
own shit. It's the only answer. It's like
Yeah.
get open source stuff and host your own stuff and build your own scene, man.
He
That's
already
right.
has many of the things built. You already have
Yeah,
it.
I just gotta get better with. If I could get better with it and maybe have a better platform, because I currently am at war with Wix, and that's a separate conversation for a whole different thing. Because I'm trying to get away from them now.
If you want to migrate what you have, there's
I need to migrate what I have. I need to migrate. I need to do it in like within 2 to 3 weeks, so that I don't have to get into any kind of stuff with them. But anyway, that's a separate conversation. But that's what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to alternative media, alternative social media, alternative movies, comics, whatever it is. Like take
Totally.
interest in it. If it's something that you like, if it's something that nobody's ever heard of, tell them about it.
Yeah.
Like show them, because I think other people would enjoy it too. And that's why I encourage all the folks that watch this and listen to this, like go over to the website, the Orange Flavor. What is it?
It's
Orangeflavorfund.fun.
Orange Flavor, www.orangeflavor.fun. That's the site.
I'm gonna pull it up again.
You can order yourself a physical copy. You can buy a digital copy. I have an option for I have like a little cartoon of the in the store page, and you can rob my mascot and get a digital copy for free. You just have to hold them up with a knife, and then you get a free copy.
Oh, nice.
So you can read it for free. No worries. I get it. I've been broke. I understand. You still need to be entertained, so that's available, and you can subscribe to the website, and I'll send you new stuff to your straight to your email address, and I'm gonna have some new stuff dropping soon. Gonna try and do probably about a comic or at least an illustration a month, and
Nice.
gonna have all kinds of new stuff. It's gonna be fun. Come hang out.
That sounds great. I've signed up for the website, so I look forward to getting
Sick.
my emails, and I actually even look forward to in the future inviting you back over to hang around to keep us updated on the stuff you got going on, man. You've always got somewhere you can come and tell folks about it. Like,
Awesome. Yeah, I'll have to have you guys on too. I do a off and on again like interview podcast thing I do, and I run a it's called extremely.live. I just basically rip podcasts I think are cool and put them up. I like a rebroadcaster.
Nice.
I'll subscribe to you guys and start putting your stuff up there.
Yeah, go for it. Absolutely.
But yeah, it's that, and then I'll do interviews, and then I do a video game podcast with some friends called Gamers Rise Up, which is it's a fun one. We just did one the other. Do it Tuesdays, live Tuesdays at 8.
The last episode we had, somehow we ended up in the Metal Gear Solid feed.
That's what you're saying.
Was doing.
Wait.
Are we there again tonight?
We're still here.
Hey, Metal Gear Solid fans, like we love our new Metal Gear Solid fans. I think this is the best thing
there
ever.
are people actually seeing. Hi.
That's so funny.
Metal Gear Solid forum. I didn't do this.
Metal Gear Solid forum.
I don't know how we keep ending up there, but I think it's great that we're there.
No, wait. I'm in the list of the accounts right now. Wait, how do I screenshot this so I can laugh my head off?
I have no idea how Luis did this to us. Like
funny.
we're totally related into Solid Snake. I don't have any Metal Gear Solid news this week, but I did see they're going to turn Borderlands into a movie. And I know we've been talking about alternative media and stuff, but like I actually am excited to see them train wreck that too, since they train wreck everything else that they do. Because Borderlands is one of my favorite games, and they're probably going to make a movie that's god awful. But at least the game will probably get a re-release that's been remastered in that Unreal
There you
Engine,
go.
and we could have some promising things out of it just because of that. So,
I mean, I guess cell shading will make some difference. The new one.
I just it I don't know, man. I gave up on whatever they're doing a long time ago. I will totally gorge in like some classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated. Like me and the kids are watching the OG run right now.
Nice.
Is our recent thing that we've been watching together. You know, I honestly fell off sometime around when regular show come off. Like I just don't watch TV. Like
Yeah.
it's not been my thing. I'm entertained outside. I'm entertained with whatever else is going on. I work a
I
day
have to go.
job.
I have
You
to go,
know,
everybody.
are you not going to be in for the game tonight? Well, good night,
Uh,
Luis.
well, let me try. I'll see if I come back in a moment.
Okay,
Let me
see if
just
you can
try
come back
something.
in a moment. Because we're about to get to everybody's favorite part of the evening. So before I get to that part of the evening, Neptune, do you have any more questions? I know you've been powering through that comic while we've been sitting here.
No, man. I really appreciate that, Micah. Thanks for humoring me.
Oh no,
But
absolutely. Thanks
I'm
for the questions.
I'm definitely going to be buying a couple of these
Awesome. I
because
appreciate it.
yeah, everything is so well done. Like the art style, the dialogue, it's perfect, man. And
Thanks.
I asked
to,
about the
to what
comic
Jimmy
shop
said in
price.
the to what Jimmy said in the beginning, uh, I fuck with it. Like a lot of this is a lot of stuff that I kind of like my mentality and things that synergize with my way of thinking.
And that's
So
what I was saying is, I'd love to walk into a comic book shop on my end of the country and see something just like that. So, I don't know what it would take, but we're gonna see if we can find a way to push you around, bro. Like this stuff's awesome, and
That's awesome.
I think you should be spread around everywhere. So, like,
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I have some I have like a list of like indie shops around different states and stuff. I'm
yeah,
gonna start hitting people up. I've been
yeah.
slacking a little bit on that end.
No
It's
worries.
like,
The winter months makes us all tired, man.
yeah,
Seasonal
exactly.
depression.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, that would be sick. I'm down for it all.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, speaking of being down for it all, I think we're going to be at everyone's favorite time of the evening tonight, which of course is Pirates Against Humanity. I do hope that Luis pops back in, but even if he doesn't, I'm sure it'll be a fantabulous time as it normally is. For the folks that are just now seeing this for the first time, this is basically Cards Against Humanity but live. And I've taken the liberty to take pictures of the giant stack of Cards Against Humanity cards that I have so that I can send answer cards to my fellow co-hosts and tonight, of course, a guest as well. And, I kind of just take a bunch of pictures and hope that they get chosen at random. I'm not trying to set anybody up, but sometimes you get some stuff because this game is pretty outrageous. Luis sometimes tries to back out of it. I think that's why he's trying to hide now because he doesn't want to say the things that get sent to him. But we have a fun time with it. And if there's more, like fun stuff in that route, like of course the folks that are out there watching usually give us a little bit of feedback and try to give us an idea of who wins. So,
the guy from the Metal Gear Solid channel is back.
hey, Obsolete
Hell
Banana
yeah.
TTV, what's up, buddy? Like, good to have you back this evening. Thank you for joining us again. So you
I
made it
can't
just
believe
in
you're back.
time.
This is too funny.
You made it back just in time to play Pirates Against Humanity. So, of course, as the card leader here, I'm going to draw a black card out of my stack that I have and just read it at random. Everybody has their own card and one blank card because you can feel free to fill it however you feel free to fill it if you don't have a good answer for the card that I've read off. So, if this isn't for the squeamish. So, here we go. The year is 2150. The president is blank. Whoever would like to go first is welcome to go first.
Wait, I can do audio for a moment.
Oh, yay. The year is
read it back.
the
Yeah.
year the year is 2150. The president is blank.
Swallowing an unopened can of beer.
At the rate we're going, yeah.
My answer is a penis with its own smaller penis.
Luis,
I think I had one.
you think you had one?
A shirtless Uber driver.
A shirtless Uber driver?
That's basically true now.
All right.
The
That one,
pictures from those
no.
beaches that terrify humans.
that I'll, of course, as usual, I'll always draw a white card myself too to see what we can get. So, the weird noises mom makes when she's swallowing big veggies.
Oh, God.
So, are you guys ready for the next card? Let's see if we can get it a little bit worse. Two roads diverged in the yellow wood. I chose blank, and that has made all the difference.
Being a pervert.
Getting white girl wasted.
Read it back to me one more time, Jimmy.
Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. I chose blank, and that has made all the difference.
Putting a bookmark in your pussy to remind me where I left off.
That's for our Metal Gear Solid fans out there, of course. Let's see. All right, I'll draw a card too. All I got was golf. I don't know. I throw all these ones into the reserve pile because I try not to get second answers like at the same time. All right. Are you guys ready for the next card?
Send it.
I'm that bad type, make your mama sad type, might seduce your dad type. I'm blank.
Wait, run it back.
I'm that bad type, make your mama sad type, might seduce your dad type. I'm blank.
The American healthcare system.
Profiting off the exploited labor of the working class.
Holy shit.
Wait. This can get only better. The kind of epic diarrhea that ancient bards wrote songs about. If you put it all together, you can make it one whole song. You wrote the song. You already wrote the song.
Already organized religion?
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad we all had the same thought here.
Good
One way or another.
You guys want another card?
Send it.
Got time for one more, Luis? Oh. I literally have actually pulled that card in the past. I don't want to pull a card that I've already pulled, so let's go to the bottom of the deck. Men like blank.
A VR horse fucking simulator.
Start making up cards. I know you make up.
Stand by.
Could you repeat it? I gotta really
Men like blank.
Lowering their standards.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
All right, I'll do the custom on the next one.
Okay.
Edging.
Edge holy Good God. Nothing? Always me, huh? what the state of New Jersey describes as public defecation.
Oh, dang it. I had the perfect one for that one too. And we all heard it just now. That was literally like there was no better card.
All right, well, I'll go one more, just for shits and grins this evening, because why not? I think we've had a good time this evening, and I've had a blast with everything that we've got going on. So, actually, I'm going to read this one, but I really feel like it's not been like recent, but like in the past couple weeks, this is one that I've asked. So it says, "Join our peaceful community. We eat grapes, we live in tents, and we enjoy blank together."
Oh, I got it.
right.
Neoliberalism. Realism.
Are we talking about America?
I have getting drafted and having to be in the army.
You could be in the Marines.
Hey.
Crayons.
Run it back, Jimmy.
Join our peaceful community. We eat grapes, we live in tents, and we enjoy blank together.
Being charged the ugly fuck fee by a hooker.
Dissolving my wife's body in acid.
Yeah, you gotta have a couple grapes when you're getting down with that.
I should. Hey man, it's just what's on the card, and it's just we found we can have fun with this. There's been sometimes that you've had the right card to lead to the right situation, and
this is like
it's a good fun time. I really would love to play like with the group one day, like face to face with the whole stack of cards, just us probably having a few good drinks and just going at it. Like, why not? Like, it'd be a good time, I think. And that back into all of kind of the things we've been talking about tonight is kind of what's important is like living your life. Like, don't get sucked into the world of Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and think that and forget to live the life that you have around you. Like, you probably have a cool skill out there that you don't even know about, and you could maybe impress people with videos of yourself using said cool skill, and you don't even know it yet. I didn't know I could do it yet just by talking nonsense, and here we are. So maybe you could do the same thing one day yourself. I encourage folks out there to do that. I think you should totally get his comic and give it a look yourself, and maybe it'll even encourage you to do some more yourself too, because I had a fun time reading it, and I know my oldest daughter is already to the point where I think she would read that one and enjoy it, because she gets me in trouble. We'll be standing in places and she'll be like, "George Washington just wanted to be king," and I'm just like, "Shut up, your grandfather's here. It's not time for that conversation right now."
I'm going to likely experience some very smart kids from this fella.
Or
You meet
just
him and
complete
you're
wild
like, this
animals.
guy's smart, and then no. Homeschooling. He knows the results of it.
Oh yeah, I know. And my wife does a very good job at what she does. I mean, we're dedicated to it. I give them a little bit of extra kind of conspiratorial nonsense that makes them question reality, because that's just the person that I am. Like, sometimes it's totally a dad psyop, and sometimes it's a good one that they should really look into. Because I will send them down a ridiculous rabbit hole just because I want to send them down a ridiculous rabbit hole. No, I haven't got there yet. They're not there yet.
No,
but I do have them questioning the moon landing because of our good buddy that comes on here with his videos. Yes, that's right. BartSabrell.com, the dude that got punched by
he got punched by
Buzz
Aldrin in the face.
Yeah, I had him on here twice. He got punched by Buzz Aldrin. He's so great. And every 15 seconds he says Sabrell.com.
1,000 times.
Like, we
That's
counted
smart. I should have been doing that with mine. Orangeflavor.fun. Orangeflavor.fun.
No. It gets crazier. We counted 25 times.
Oh man.
It was
just in like a segment. Like, it was just, he just kept on. Like, he's a good guy though. He was fun to listen to.
Yeah.
He came on
your website.
Yeah. And he made enough money that he made it to the Philippines, so he succeeded at what he was doing. Like,
yeah, when he launched his book and everything, I actually heard the book. It's good.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's not bad.
It's good. I mean, if it really did happen how he said it happened, it is insane.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it is, but if he really was
It's
drugged by the CIA with a
it's
fuck
very
ton of
compelling.
LSD, that part is like you're like this. What the like the book just turns into an like a movie for 5 seconds, and you're like, what?
It does. It gets a
It's
little
like a
wild.
really
It gets
trippy movie
wild.
though.
But he also has the videos to go along with the claims that he makes and stuff like
Oh,
that he
dude,
shows.
there's
And it's
footage that they found. It's showing the Earth, but it's really a like a piece of like transparent stuff and then they just put it on top of the hole of the window.
Mhm.
So they weren't showing the Earth from far away. They were just showing the hole of the window from far away on a camera of the Earth, the size of the window to
Oh, yeah.
illuminate it. Like
And
I'm telling you, like the level of scam that was visible in that video. They're just on above Earth's orbit. They can't escape the. They couldn't escape the because of the
you
Van
mean?
Allen
Or wait,
belt.
are you talking about the phone call made from the moon to the
Oh, yeah.
president?
Do you know there was a phone call? Was it, what? How long did the phone call last? It was a couple of minutes.
Oh, you mean Nixon calling Neil and Buzz Aldrin?
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
believe this?
He
There's
does-
there's no delay.
Oh my god.
No, so there is audio of people saying when to speak. It's like
Wait.
you're
Sorry.
saying, "Hey, how are you?" And then you're supposed to wait 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, Rick, how are you? Because there's a delay. So there was somebody in the background telling them when the hell to say anything.
100%.
They were counting the delay for them because they're just actors.
Oh, I see.
I mean, it's
That tricky moon landing, baby.
He said
Tricky.
it. He's literally said it. We didn't go there. There's recordings of him saying multiple times. So
He
if was
did, and
joking-
I mean, it's still pretty cool that he was able to get under Buzz Aldrin's skin enough that he punched him in the face. Like that you to get those people to come out of character all the way and take a swing at you. Bravo. Like I don't
also,
have
when
much.
he was asking him, like if you watch the video, it's actually very simple. Swear on the Bible he went to the moon. If you're not lying, then what's the problem? He knew how religious he was.
Yep.
So he weaponized it. That
He
was so
did.
brilliant. He literally weaponized how religious he is.
I mean,
I mean,
I feel-
remember Neil Armstrong did no interviews.
I feel like it was just a complete
Gotcha, bitch.
just right then and there. So
Oh man, I love your soundboard, dude.
thank you. I just got to play around with what I can, you know. So, well, of course, I always like to go around and give everybody a chance to throw up anything that they didn't get a chance to throw up in the evening. And since you're the guest this evening, you got anything good for us you'd like to share, or any last words about your website one more time before we get out of here this evening?
I just want to say thanks for having me on. This was a lot of fun. You guys seem like a cool group, like you're having a good time.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed with your social media skills. I've somehow managed to never ever go viral in any way. My entire history of social media.
I have a there's a voice recording of me that was talking about alternative medicines that Luis has sent me
5,
tons
6
of
screenshots.
videos,
That
and
went
it's just
his
we're
audio
like my audio has been stolen and reused a bunch of times. My
That's
first viral
hilarious.
video,
His accounts are not up, but his audio is still up.
my first viral video on TikTok was me talking about They Live being a documentary, not a movie, and I went to bed and all of a sudden I woke up and looked at my phone and I was like, why do I have 10,000 plus notifications? Wait, what the hell is 10,000 plus notifications? Like, it's just it was ridiculous stuff,
That's
and
wild.
it was fun. It put me to the point where I don't even like to talk to people on the phone anymore. Like, I like to talk to my buddies here, and that's about it. Like, And I love meeting new faces and hopefully new friends that are doing cool things that I can encourage other people to go check out, because that's all we can do is all kind of knit ourselves together and
Totally.
keep pushing each other. So,
Yeah. If you like comic books, if you don't like comic books, orangeflavor.fun is the website. Digital version, you can pay whatever you want for it, including $0. But I got to tell you, the print version came out awesome. So you definitely want to grab yourself one.
The paper's so good, you think there's 2 pages, and then you're saddened when you realize it's only 1.
it does.
Let me know when you get yours, Jim. I was like, I was hoping it would be here by now, but
Well,
I mean, it'll be there any day, I'm sure.
Look, I don't see where I live. Even I don't even have Amazon like 2-day. Like everybody usually have Amazon 2-day. It still takes 3 to 4, sometimes 5 days for me, because I'm the closest big post office is probably 45 to an hour away from me alone. Like,
gotcha.
We got a little one, but it don't move stuff like that, so it takes a few days for things to get out here. Amazon doesn't actually come out here. It goes to the post office, and the post office brings it here.
Oh, I've heard
That's how far out I am.
Yeah,
so.
They like do the last like quarter mile or whatever.
Yeah, so I mean it's cool, but at the same time, there's nothing out here, and nothing gets here on time. Like,
gotcha.
So no worries. I know it'll get here, and I promise I'll. Not only will I send it, but you'll probably see me tagging you in photos across different social medias, because I overshare things when I have the opportunity.
No, please. I'll take any promo I can get. I appreciate it.
Luis, you got anything for me this evening?
I'm hopeful media goes into a direction like this of complex satire that doesn't care. We flow again into that. Remember Mad TV?
Baby.
What was it? Was it Mad? Remember?
I remember Mad TV.
No, the comics. The comics were insane.
Yeah, the comics were off the chain.
Totally.
So we used to have that. We need to have that again. We need that. We need that.
Totally.
Neptune.
I think I'm good, man. I appreciate it. Micah, again, thank you for humoring me. But,
absolutely.
I think I'm good for tonight.
Well, of course, you guys know I can't leave you without some kind of conspiratal stuff this week. And Bandit sent me something super cool that I wanted to share with you guys. And I'm really hoping that the sound works, since it never wants to work for me half the other times. So we're going to take this chance and see if it actually works. So this is a video that was shared by Joey Engelman 2 over there on TikTok. If you guys want to take the opportunity to check him out. And this delves deeper into one of everyone's favorite conspiracies, good old Jeffrey Epstein. So tell me if you guys can hear it.
Estimate the butterfly effect of a tiny public access show in upstate New York. Clay Tiffany was an independent journalist and the fearless host of Dirge for the Charlatans. Notorious for being a thorn in the side of local officials and law enforcement, Clay Tiffany would probe into corrupt politicians and dirty cops, then broadcast his findings on his public access show. But with this fame came enemies in powerful places. One being Briarcliff police officer / bodybuilder Nicholas Tartaglione, who in 1997 pulled Clay Tiffany over, warned him to stop looking into the police department, said he has ties with the mob, then physically assaulted the TV host. Obviously, this led Clay to delve further into the cop, and so began a long-standing feud between the two. Tiffany dug into his past and found that Tartaglione had a history of assault in his time as a police officer. Clay Tiffany would slam him and the BPD on Dirge for the Charlatans, and in retaliation, Tartaglione would find him and beat him up. This happens at least 4 times, with the last confrontation putting Clay in the hospital. He would host the next episode from his hospital bed. Clay sued the police department, winning a big settlement, but Tartaglione was never charged or found guilty of a crime. Until this story goes somewhere I never could have predicted. Clay Tiffany passed away in March 2015 of natural causes, and the following year, Nicholas Tartaglione was arrested after killing 4 men over stolen drug money and burying them in a mass grave in the woods. Tartaglione, now facing a life sentence, has been behind bars since his arrest, where in 2019, he was the last person to share a prison cell with Jeffrey.
Oh.
The thing is, I knew the second I started seeing the story because I recognized the guy. I was like, "Oh God, don't tell me!" And
That's wild.
that's why I found out. I was like, "You have to see this."
So, you know, if you guys want something fun to look into this week, I totally encourage you to go check that out. You guys know that I'll make sure I share some links in the comment section of everywhere that we're live, as well as with over there in the description if you're listening and you're not catching the audio, or you're instead of catching the video, I mean. And then again, I keep saying there's some changes coming with the website. That's why it's been kind of slow going on where it currently is. I'm going to win this battle and not pay money to Wix anymore, and we're going to do something completely different. So be looking forward to that. But in the meantime, you can keep up with us, of course, everywhere where you can find UA the podcast, Unconstitutional Awakening the podcast, or Jimbob Oval Shorts. We're all on social media joking around, sharing nonsense almost daily. I can't say daily, but almost daily. Of some kind of ridiculous thing, whether it be a good old meme made by me, Bandit, or Neptune, or it be just me goofing off and showing you guys some nerdy things. So make sure you check all of that stuff out, of course. And, you know, we appreciate all of it. Of course, the main thing, though, Luis, I've always got something good for you at the end. This is Luis's favorite time or whatever of the night that I always leave everybody with a good, funny joke. So, what do you call a child molester getting launched at full speed?
I don't know what.
Pulp?
A torpedo. Good night, everyone.
God.